Hi everyone, my name is Tom and welcome back to LT Gaming. Right, so this game is Planetenverteidigungskanonenkommandant, and no, I'm not going to try and say that twice. We're going to call it PVKK from here out. So picture this, you're sat alone in a Cold War era space bunker, operating a giant orbital defense cannon, and somehow it's both incredibly stressful and utterly brilliant. This one's weird, immersive and properly unique. So give this video a watch and let us know your thoughts in the comments. If enough of you are interested, we'll get it featured properly on the channel. And as always, give the video a like for the algorithm and subscribe if you want more indie deep dives into games like this one. So you've been given full control of a planetary defense system, and I do mean full control. There's no HUD, no tutorials, no floating icons. It's just you, a control panel, some instructions and a slow creeping sense of dread. Every function in PVKK is manual. You'll scan space yourself, punch in coordinates, calibrate the cannon using dials and switches, and reroute energy depending on what's about to go wrong, and it looks like there's something always about to go wrong. You're going to manage heat levels, power output, targeting precision, while watching the clock tick down on your next audit or next potentially catastrophic misfire. And it's all done from a beautifully oppressive bunker cockpit, a proper retro futuristic console full of toggles, typewriters and ominous status readouts. When I look at this game, I'm not sure if I'm playing a flight sim, a Cold War thriller, but it all looks incredibly tactile. But it's not just buttons for the sake of immersion, there's a full narrative unfolding here, bit by bit. Messages come in from command, unsettling orders that start to raise questions in your head. You start to wonder what exactly are you firing at and why. And as things escalate, you're going to have to of course upgrade your systems, boost your range, improvising target ID, maybe even unlock parts of the bunker that were left shut out before. And there's a whole hidden escape room style puzzle work under the surface that's going to be woven into the DNA of this game. Choices will matter, the way you follow your orders or don't will lead to different endings, some of which aren't especially reassuring. This isn't just a strategy sim, it's looking like a vibe, and that vibe is state-sponsored paranoia. PVKK nails its atmosphere by going all in on retrofuturism. It's Cold War tech meets cosmic dread. Everything is heavy, analog, and a bit too worn out for comfort. Nothing works unless you make it work, and even then it feels like it might blow a fuse. There's no flashy UI here or on-screen help. Everything you need is going to be inside the cockpit. Warning lights, radio chatter, chunky CRTs that flicker at the worst possible time. If you want to know what's happening, you've got to listen for the hum of a reactor or watch the temperature dial start to twitch. The sound design here looks phenomenal. Hisses of static, mechanical clunks, that old printer screech when a mission comes through. It makes the whole thing feel lived in, or maybe left behind. It's lonely, strangely cozy and quietly unsettling. Even the lighting is working against you. Sometimes you'll have to operate the system by torchlight, squinting at warning labels in a language you barely understand. And then there's this constant sense that something isn't quite right. The world outside the bunker is distant, only visible through reports, transmissions and whatever you can dig up behind hidden panels. This is immersive but not comforting. You're not just in the bunker, you're sealed in it. What makes PVKK more than just a quirky simulator is the way it's telling its story. It's not just doing it through cutscenes or codex entries, it's doing it through systems, through silence, through the static. As you complete missions, incoming transmissions start to feel off. Orders become harder to justify. Reports will contradict each other. And then you start finding things, sealed hatches, hidden panels, scraps of paperwork that don't quite match the narrative you're being fed. There's a clear escape room influence running throughout the main loop here. Environmental storytelling layered behind blinking lights and dusty terminals. It's subtle and entirely optional. You could just follow orders, do your job and never poke around. I'm personally curious to see what happens if I don't challenge the norm whatsoever. But this is where the real hook of this game is going to lie. It's not telling you who the enemy is. It's going to let you find out or decide for yourself. There's going to be real moral ambiguity here. Not just pressing buttons, but potentially participating in something far worse than just interplanetary defense. The devs have confirmed there will be multiple endings, shaped by your performance and the decisions you make, whether you want to go full loyalist or start poking around the edges of the machine. Personally, I can see myself doing at least 2 runs here, one where I play the absolute regime stooge, follow every order, dot every I, cross every T, and another where I quietly start rebelling, see how far I can push the system before something or someone pushes back. What really intrigues me about PVKK is that it's attempting something so few games manage to actually do, make you feel the weight of every choice. You're not just going to be clicking through menus or grinding XP bars, you're in this control room, physically turning knobs, typing in coordinates, managing failures in real time. There's pressure, and not from flashy combat or boss fights, but from the silence, systems, and knowing which one will make a mistake that mean a very permanent game over. It reminds me of Papers, Please in the way it buries moral ambiguity inside mechanical repetition. Or Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes with its escalating tension and tactile systems. And honestly, there's even a little bit of inscription in how it teases narrative behind hidden mechanics. There's also something quietly brilliant about how small your role is going to be. You're not saving the world, you're just trying to follow instructions in a bunker while the bigger story plays out far above your head. And it gives you this sense of limited perspective, and that's where the tension will live. I'll be honest, I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. I know it's already one of these games where I'll lose countless hours into it, trying to dig up every secret, test every boundary, and probably push one big red button I really shouldn't. Now look, this one is not going to be for everyone. If you're after fast-paced action, instant gratification, or a big open world full of loot, PVKK is absolutely the wrong game for you. But if you enjoy slow burn strategy, immersive tension, and the kind of gameplay that makes you feel like you're really there, sat in a dusty control room flipping switches and hoping to get it right, then this one is absolutely going to be worth your attention. It's set to release sometime in 2025, no exact date yet, but I've already got it wishlisted, and if you're into innovation in games you probably should too, because honestly this might be one of the most inventive titles we see all year. And when it does launch, I guarantee I'll be there flipping every switch I probably shouldn't have.